discussing module 2, and in analysis of indeterminate structure we will be looking into moment distribution method. So this is the second technique to find the bending moment. See, in module 1 I have initially said that there are 4 types of internal stress acting in a beam, that is shear force, bending moment, slope and deflection. These are the 4 internal stress components. In the last module, what are the things we have identified? The analysis is finding the internal stresses in an object. So any external force is acting, what are the stress happening internally? So this is what you are analyzing. So in analysis, what are the parts we have done in module 1? Only bending moment. So you have only identified the bending moment, not shear force. So if you want to find the shear force, there are next steps has to be done. And in slope deflection method, you found the theta value, isn't it? First you will find the theta value, then you will substitute the bending moment. So you will be getting theta. If you know theta, you are finding you have to find fourth component called deflection. So these 4 components wholly known as analysis. So certain steps are additional. So due to the syllabus coverage, so at this step I am stopping. So if you need to identify the shear force, so I will teach you in the class when I am having time. So after 1.5 modules, so unit first internal test will be having 1.5 modules. So if I have completed, then I will go for shear force. The steps are same. You have to add certain 1 or 2 steps in order to find the shear force. Okay. In this technique of moment distribution method, so we will look into the same bending moment, how to find the bending moment of a structure. Okay. So this method is also a traditional method, that is in the scientific era. So these are the initial method in order to identify the deflection and moment of a structure. This technique is majorly used to find moment. So in earlier module you have a term called slope, isn't it? So the slope deflection method primarily first finds the theta value, but moment distribution method you will be finding the bending moment first. So you will be not finding any theta here, directly you will be finding the bending moment. So this is developed by Professor Hardy Cross in the year of 1930, way before 90 years. This technique is known as successive approximation. Successive approximation is initially all the beam is assumed as fixed, and after that if there is any hinged end is there, then half of the moment will be carried to the fixed end and 0 moment will be carried to the hinged end. Hinged end doesn't carry any moment, the sum of moment will be 0, isn't it? So hinged end will not carry any moment, so the carryover factor will be 0. So like that you will be slowly making the approximation and you will get the accurate result. The method begins as assuming the joint as fixed, and you have to distribute the moment, unbalanced moment, and you have to carry over. So distribution and carryover will be made into iterations. So several iterations will be there, then you will be getting the final bending moment value. Yes, take down this member stiffness factor. So these are the important formula which is need to solve the problem. See, if any beam is there, so this is a simply supported beam, and if the beam is deflected in this manner, assume that, and you have theta AB and theta BA. So you have 2 thetas here. The factor here is the stiffness. What we are finding here is stiffness factor is much more important here, and what do you mean by stiffness is force by deflection. If you are taking the end A, if I want to find the stiffness of this beam, I can use 3I by 4L, that is 3 by 4 into I by L. So this will be the formula. If I need the stiffness for the member, I is what? Moment of inertia. First you have to find moment of inertia divided by the length. So these are the 2 components which is required to find the stiffness. since it is assumed as a single member, that is Young's modulus is constant, and if you want to find that, if you are taking the joint A, if joint B is hinged, you have to use 3 by 4 I by L. This is the second case. If you are taking the joint A and opposite end is fixed, if this is the case, you have to use the formula I by L. If the opposite end is fixed, you will be having a higher stiffness. So you can observe here that I by L value will be greater and 3 by 4 I by L value will be lesser. Why you are finding a lesser stiffness? In the sense, a fixed end gives a better stiffness factor. So if you don't want your beam to deflect too much, then you have to select fixed end. If the deflection is not the primary factor, then you can use the hinged end structure. So these two formulas you will be using in the problem. And next case is distribution factor, and you can take this formula, that is K by summation of K. Now you know what is meant by K. K is what? Stiffness. So if you need to find distribution factor, first component you should know stiffness. The formula is K by summation of K. See, take this as an example, and you have 4 number of beams here at y axis and x axis. You can see 4 number of beam. At the joint you will be having a moment, that is, since this is a hinged end, you will be having a moment of 0, but this is not taking any moment. We cannot say that this joint is not even taking any load. So this is not the concept. Why? Because sum of all the moments are 0 here, that is, you will be having negative and positive moment. If you are adding it into a total, you will be having 0. Okay. If you are applying any moment, that is MO, say for example here I am assuming that MO equal to 10 kilonewton per meter. If I am applying any moment here, you have 4 number of beam. Which beam will be taking most of the moment? So can you able to say that? If any junction, see, you can observe here a beam here, and you have a horizontal beam at y direction as well as x direction. So you will be having moment at that joint, isn't it? So at the joint you are facing 4 number of beams, you will be having some moment, and which beam is taking higher moment or which is taking lower moment, can you able to say just by viewing? You cannot say, you have to use certain concept. So that concept is known as distribution factor. If you identified this factor's value will be from 0 to 1. Least is 0, maximum is 1. So if you have, say for example, if this beam is having, this is the largest depth beam, is 0.8 of distribution factor, and the smaller beam which is having at y axis having 0.2 of distribution factor. By getting that factor, you know that 0.8 in the sense, if the applied moment is 10 kilonewton meter, this beam will be taking 8 kilonewton and the smaller beam will be taking 2 kilonewton. So totally you will be having 10 kilonewton at the joint. So what does distribution factor says is, whenever you apply a moment, how much of moment is being taken by each and every beam. So this is what the distribution factor is required. So if 4 number of beam is there, you will be having 4 number of distribution factor. That is why the formula K is given. What is K? 3 by 4 I by L is one formula, that is, if opposite end is hinged. I am assuming the center support, that is O, the opposite end A is fixed. So what formula shall I use here? I by L. So you have to use I by L. If I am taking the joint O, for the member O to B, I have to use I by L, and same for all the cases. So what I have to do is, what is distribution factor? K by summation of K. So what is summation of K? You have to add 4 times I by L. So this will be the distribution factor. Okay, next concept is carryover. In a moment distribution method, see, the carryover factor is not a real thing which is happening. but in order to solve by analyzing by moment distribution method, you have to use this component of carryover factor. So this is a imaginary. In order to understand the components of moment distribution method, the carryover factor is written here, and you cannot visibly see the carryover factor. Why? Because this is a imaginary thing. For doing by moment distribution method, you need that. Okay, so what is the step? Carryover factor is, see, you are having a moment at the joint A. What will happen? Initially you will be assuming all the joint as fixed, and the carryover is, if the opposite end is fixed, you can carry half of the moment to the joint B. Let us take an example. If 10 kilonewton of moment is there, then the carryover says that if opposite end is fixed, you can carry over 5 kilonewton meter, that is half of the 10 kilonewton. So this is known as carryover factor. If you are having a hinged beam here, the carryover factor will not be there. The carryover will only be for the fixed beam. You can take a note, put important. Carryover will be only taken at the fixed joint. If there is hinged end, the carryover factor is 0. So you can put a bracket. So in problems, whenever you are substituting, you will be identifying the difference. If the opposite end is fixed, you can take 0.5 of the carryover factor. If the opposite end is hinged, there will be no carryover, that is 0. Why we are doing carryover is, you have to balance the moment. Where you will be balancing at hinged end, you will be having sum of moment as 0. So whenever you are balancing, you will be getting the net moment, and the half of the moment will go to the fixed end support. So this concept is known as carryover factor. Take down the analysis of indeterminate beam by moment distribution method procedure. So this is the procedure we will be going to follow for this module. First we will be calculating fixed end moment. This is what I said. You need 3 important formula. If you know that 3 important formula, major cases you can solve. A fixed beam carrying point load at center, at exactly at the center, so you will be using WL by 8, and a fixed beam having a point load not acting at the center, that is WAB square divided by L square, and you will be having another formula, WA square B by L square. So this is the 2 formula, and you will be having a fixed end beam which is having a UDL. If that in the case, you have to use WL square by 12. If you know these 3 formula, you can solve multiple number of cases in exam point of view. So this is the first step, finding the fixed end moment, and the second step is calculating the distribution factor. You know the formula for finding distribution factor. You cannot straight away find out the distribution factor. First, what you have to find? Stiffness, then you have to come to the distribution factor. And next thing is, third thing, that is moment distribution method. What is this method? First you have to calculate the unbalanced moment. So where you will be having unbalanced moment? In slope deflection method, we will be writing equilibrium equation, isn't it? At what joint you will be writing equilibrium equation? Either for hinged joint or fixed joint. Pinned, that is hinged joint. Wherever you are having hinged joint, you will be writing equilibrium equation. So in moment distribution method also, where you have to unbalance this, wherever you have hinged end, you have to balance that. Next concept is carryover. So if opposite end is hinged, 0 kilonewton meter, and opposite end is fixed, you can carry 0.5 of the moment. And next thing you have to do is add or subtract these moments. So whatever you have made as the balanced moment, the carryover and distribution, you have to add that. And finally, the added load has to be at an accuracy of 0.1. kilonewton meter. So your iteration should be stopped when you got 0.1 times accuracy. And finally you can draw the free body diagram. See, if you know the steps, whatever might be the sums given to you, the steps remain the same. First, in exam paper, you write down all the steps, write down the steps name, then you can do one by one. So each step carries certain marks. There are three major steps here. First is calculating fixed end moment, second is calculating distribution factor, third step is moment distribution method. In that you will be having 4, 5 and 6 step, and seventh step is you will be adding all the moment, and finally drawing the free body diagram. Find the bending moment for the beam as shown in figure below by moment distribution method. You can see that moment distribution method, the steps will be very much easy. In slope deflection method, what you will do, you will be writing the fixed end moments and slope deflection equation. Next thing is you will be writing the equilibrium equation. So the steps will be much longer. So now I will show the difference. What is the first step? Finding the fixed end moment. Since you are having a point load not acting at the center, A and B is taken as a fixed end. It is 5 kilonewton and A will be 3 meter, B will be 2 meter. What is the formula? WAB square by L square. And for B to A, you have to use WA square B by L square. So if you are adding that, you will be getting this 2 answer. And if a load is acting at the center, for the span B to C, you will be using WL by 8. Okay, what is the second step? First step is over, fixed end beam. Second step is distribution factor. Yes. How will you find distribution factor? The formula is dF equal to K by summation of K. So this is your formula. How to find K? You have two members, that is AB and BC. So for the member AB, you have to find a distribution factor, and for the member BC, you will be having another distribution factor. Okay. Let us see here how to find B to A. So you are having a joint at B and the opposite end is fixed. So what will be the formula? This is the case. If the opposite end is fixed, you have to use I by L, that is far end fixed. So if I am taking the joint B, BA is also fixed, BC, the opposite end is fixed. Hence I have to use what formula? I by L only. So you don't have to use 3 by 4 I by L. This case will only be there when opposite end is hinged. Now if you are considering the point B, both the ends are fixed. Hence you will be using I by L. How many distribution factor you have to find? Two numbers. You have two number of members, hence you have to find two distribution factor. Okay. So what is the formula? K, that is K B to A. You are having B, it ends at the joint A. So at B to A, the formula is I by L. I divided by, what is the L? Length is 5 meter. So I by 5 is written here, and B to C, the opposite end is fixed, hence I will be using I by L, that is I by 5. Now both are same, BA and BC both are same. How to find distribution factor for BA? The formula is K divided by summation of K. What is K? If you are taking distribution for BA, so the stiffness of BA is how much? I by 5. So 1 by 5 is how much? 1 by 5 is 0.2, isn't it? So 0.2 I. So you will be getting 0.2 I, 0.2 I here, and you will be getting 0.2 I divided by, what is the summation of K? How many members are here? Two members. Hence, this value is 0.2 and KBC is also 0.2. You have to add this two component and you will be getting 0.2i by 0.4i. I and I will get cancelled. 0.2 by 0.4 will be 0.5. So, distribution factor is finally found as 0.5 and distribution factor for BC is also 0.5. Now, what is the purpose of getting this? I have already said that if I am applying a 10 kilonewton meter of the joint B, the member BA will take 5 kilonewton meter load and member BC will take 5 kilonewton load. So, the moment will be evenly distributed at this beam. So, this is what is your understanding here. The next step is moment distribution method. And you have to make a tabular column. First row is joint. So, this is A, B and C. You are having 3 joint and it is written here. Write here as joint. 3 number of joints here, and below the joint B you are having 2 distribution factor. What are they? B to A you are having 0.5 and B to C you are having a distribution factor of 0.5. Why there is no distribution factor at joint A? So, can anyone say why there is no distribution factor at joint A and joint C? Why? Because see, if I am giving 10 kilonewton to joint A, is there any beam to distribute? Only one member is there. So, everything has to be taken by the single member. If you are having more than one member, then distribution factor comes here. See, if you are running a construction company and if it is a partnership, then you have to sit and speak that 60-40 or 45-55, like that you have to speak. If you are the only person, you are the sole proprietor, you don't have to discuss with anyone, isn't it? Whatever is the profit to you, directly 100% you are going to get. If you are running a cooperative society, you will be having secretary, joint secretary, treasurer, everyone will be there. Then the powers has to be distributed. Yes or no? If you are having multiple number of person, the powers will be distributed. So, like that, if any single member is there, there will be no distribution. If more than one member is there, you will be having distribution factor. And next thing is step 1. What is the fixed end moment you got at the AB? MAB is what? Minus 2.4. So, you got this value. MBA, what is the value? Minus 3.6, the same values here, and B to C. Plus 3.6. MAB is minus 2.4 and MB to A is plus 3.6. So, you are having minus 2.4 plus 3.6, and for the fixed end moment at B to C, you got minus 5 and plus 5. So, these are FEM. What is FEM? Fixed end moment. Next step is balance and carry over. So, how to balance this? Since you know that the joint B is hinged end and you know that this is not fixed, it is hinged. So, sum of moments should be equal to 0. So, what are the two moments acting at this joint? 5 and 3.6, isn't it? These are the two moments acting here. If I am adding, what should I get? It should be 0, but it is not 0 here. So, if I am adding, what is the answer I am getting? Plus 3.6 minus 5 will be minus 1.4. So, why it is written as anti-clockwise? Since it is minus, it is written as anti-clockwise. Can you understand? So, how to balance this moment? how to make this joint 0. If a anti-clockwise moment is there, how to balance this? You have to add clockwise moment of what intensity? Same 1.4. So if 1.4 is acting anti-clockwise, if you are giving same 1.4 at clockwise, then it will be balanced. So you have to use plus 1.4. So the unbalanced moment is 1.4. How to balance this? You have to add clockwise moment of 1.4. So what is clockwise? It is plus. So this is known as balancing. Okay. Now you have a balanced moment of 1.4. How will you distribute? The same distribution factor, that is 0.5. You have to multiply 1.4 into 0.5, you will be getting 0.7, and 1.4 into 0.5 will be 0.7. The same one is balanced. So at each and every step you have to do this. Sum of moment will be not equal to 0, you have to add that and you have to balance, then you have to distribute. After distribution, the next step is carryover. Now remember that where you will be having carryover, if the opposite end is fixed, how much you can carry the moment? How much moment you can carry? 0.5. 0.5 of the moment you can carry. So what is 0.5 into 0.7? 0.35. So the opposite end is fixed, half of the moment goes here and half of the moment goes here. So hence it is written. And okay. Now do you have any moment here at joint B? Joint B, you don't have any moment here, hence you can add this. So minus 2.4, 0.35 you will be getting minus 1.05, and you add 3.6 plus 0.7, you will be getting 4.3. Now you add minus 5 plus 0.7, you will be getting 5 minus 0.7 is 4.3. Now you got the final bending moment. How the bending moment should be here at the joint? Sum of moment should be 0. We got the answer. The accuracy is up to 0.1. Fixed end, you will be getting 5.35. This is final end moment. That's all. So in terms of moment distribution method, only one step is there. If you are going for slope deflection method, you have to write slope deflection equation, solve that equation, find theta and get moment. But here in moment distribution method, one simple step, balance and carry over, that's all. You got the final moment here. So after getting that moment, you can draw the bending moment diagram. What is the value? At joint A is 1.05, at joint is 4.3, at joint C is 5.35. So you can connect all the lines. So this is negative moment. How will you find positive moment? Consider it as simply supported. So the formula is WAB by L and B to C is WL by 4. So you will be getting this value. This is the net bending moment.